Yo, what it is, y'all? We are here live. Me and POPDHEAT. New setup, kinda. We gonna be working on things, kind of going forward, testing new things. Just doing what we can. Right now, y'all gonna see what it looks like today. You seen us using StreamYard before. Now we're using OBS and Discord, so we're kind of all over the place, and we're trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Give y'all a different presentation, make it a little more fun. Soon we'll try to have some like interactive polls or something. Try to have something out here, man, to make this a little bit more fun. But Pop Heat, we was gone last week. I missed you, brother. How was your holidays?
That was good, man. Enjoyed the family time. It was really, really good. Yeah.
Anything
Your
special?
side? Nothing much. Got a few good pops. Really excited for. Gonna do the videos for it. I've done few videos for them. Some of them already. There's a few that I got. I'm gonna do videos for on that side over there. But yeah, otherwise, really, really awesome.
Chase, what's going on, brother? How you doing? I gotta figure that out too. We're gonna get the chat to. I'm gonna figure out how to get a chat bubble going up in one of the corners, so that whenever you see an incoming chat, we'll be able to see it up. You know, we won't have to rely on YouTube itself. But that's another topic for
Baby,
another day. What's that, brother?
baby steps, baby steps, baby steps.
At a time,
One
brother.
step at a
Hey,
time.
hey, we came here. We did this pretty spontaneously, so we planned to go live actually yesterday, but that would have been a live yesterday. We would have missed today or had to do today, and also PTC live tomorrow. So let me throw that out there and say, go check out Pop Heat's channel. That link is below, and then check out all the PTC streams that we do weekly, all around. It'll either be with me on my channel, Pop Heat's channel, Chase's Kingdom, Hails to the Kingdom channel. We got Last Ketchum, got JKL, New and Old, What Did Dada Buy, Barbarian. I don't think I'm missing anybody else.
I don't think so either.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think so either.
Go. You gotta go subscribe to all those channels, man. I'm sorry.
You got it.
All
You
right.
got it. Simple as that.
So, I mean, we're going about half of the show today. We're going to be talking about, the very obvious pay-per-view that we just had recently, and that is Day 1, WWE Day 1, and that's January 1st. WWE decides to do a pay-per-view, and it's new. Never heard of this one. We haven't had it before. I don't got a problem with the name, but
I love the name Day One.
yeah,
I dig it.
yeah, I
But
like
what
it.
happens if the Day One falls on a Wednesday?
Then they're screwed, bud.
That's what I'm just waiting to see. Because next year it's going to fall on a Sunday, which is fine. But what happens when it's a Monday or a Tuesday? How are they going to do it? Are they just going to run this for 2 years? Maybe.
I think they should have just kept New Year's resolution or revolution. Sorry, I think that's what they should have kept. They had that back in the mid 2000s. I think after 2 pay-per-views, maybe 3, they just dropped it altogether. So
Unless they're going to surprise us and actually do a midweek pay-per-view just to shock the world.
yeah,
I don't know. We have to see. I don't know. I suppose we have got to give them. They got 2 years to figure it out. I suppose.
yeah,
Well, a year.
a year.
2 years to review.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, next year it would probably either be on a Monday or a Tuesday. The first, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because next year and then the year after would be the Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was. I don't know. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much patience.
Yeah, it's all right. So, I mean, we're going to start this show off. I mean, we're talking about Roman Reigns. So, this is what he posted on Twitter. He got pulled from a lot of people. Hey, what's going on, Funko PDX? Roman Reigns got pulled from the pay-per-view. He had got the old COVID-19. I yearn to perform tonight at hashtag WWE Day 1 to defend my Universal Championship. However, unfortunately, earlier today I tested positive for the 19. Due to the proper protocols, I am able to compete as originally scheduled. I am looking forward to return to action as soon as possible. Huh. What do you have to say about that?
Now, the thing is, for me, what I'm wondering now, everybody knows that this this bad thing going around, it attacks your underlying health issues. Now, we know he's in remission and he doesn't have the problems anymore. Mm-hmm. But, and I'm hoping, obviously, it doesn't affect him that way. Would this affect that? And I'm worried about it because he's a top star, and if anything and heaven forbid, touch wood, nothing happens to him or anything, but a disease that attacks your underlying illnesses, you've got to be a little bit worried. But he seems confident and he wants to push forward and he wants to come back as soon as possible. I read something silly and someone was saying that it's possibly a work. Now, WWE are dumb with their storylines, but I don't think they're this dumb. Mm-hmm. What do you think? I don't think they would be so dumb to actually make this a work part of the storyline.
I don't know, man.
Obviously, I hope he gets well. I hope he fights through it properly and everything. But yeah, I don't know.
My thing is, right, it's just like I don't want to even talk about this because I know people get all uppity or whatever. It's just like I don't know nothing about this, none of the actual like what's going on in the real world about it. Don't come to me about that. As far as this goes, I know Vince has pretty much no-sold anybody having COVID the whole like time, other than maybe once. And then this past week, everybody start getting it and yanked from the pay-per-view, which is fine. Like, I mean, I understand it. Like, doing the right thing by pulling people. So I won't have a problem with it. Like, whether it's for storyline or because you had to actually pull it, I think it makes sense. Because I think they just want to preserve that Brock match and they didn't want to force it today. So whether he had it and they didn't want to force it or storyline, they didn't want to force it, you know? But I'm just saying, speaking from somebody that if they think that.
For me, what I don't understand is why just all of a sudden.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Same.
You know, that's the only thing I don't know. Is just all of a sudden, WWE recently just put out that statement about the testing or something like that. You are not you don't have to get tested or something like that. I think they put out.
Right, and
if I understand it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree, Nadia.
They don't have to.
If they did a work
with this, it's not
okay. I don't know, because I'm under, and people might not like it, but I don't believe it was a work if Roman Reigns actually had was it cancer? Leukemia.
Leukemia, yeah.
So if he actually had leukemia, that's one thing. But the fact that I just feel like the way they did it, because the Vince I'm used to, he don't go about doing stuff like the way he does unless he's trying to get something over. You know what I mean? Like if he's trying to win persuasion over in this direction for some reason that he has concocted, and I'm going to just say it. Everybody was, and I've told you this before, brother, people was booing this man out of the building for years and despised it. And they was pushing this man to the moon. As soon as he got sick, and God bless him, I'm glad he's not sick and all that, obviously. But at the same time, I think either way, bringing it up, it's like, boo-hoo, we got to feel bad for Romans, or he's genuinely sick, and that sucks. So it's that catch-22 of, like, why do it at all? Why even, like, I don't know. The whole bringing him out on the stage and like in the ring and and then this time he does this. Like, you see the quote behind me. The reason why people think that is because if he was really sick, why aren't more people being pulled? Because my thing is, if Roman walked in there that day and got a test 2 days ago, wouldn't that mean more people? Like, I would just shut down the whole pay-per-view then, because Roman was just on a show. He had to have been around people, you know what I mean? So it's deeper than what they want to make it seem like. Somebody just, that, like, even when basketball teams do it, people want to say, oh, well, I just stay home. Like, bro, you're on the court with this dude without a mask, in the locker room without a mask, on the bus with him without a mask, like in the training facility without a mask with him, and you're telling me you haven't been at risk? I don't get that. Like, there's one thing to be asymptomatic, but there's another thing to not have it all together, and that's the science part that I don't understand. If somebody knows, explain it to me. That's just a question that the people have that think it's a work. I'm just telling you the perspective of the people that think it's a work. You know, I don't think it's a work. I just think it's all just terrible coincidence all the time, like with this, because it's not anything new. I don't think wrestlers are untouchable from.
Well, it could be that Roman is pulling his weight around. He's got weight now, like, you know, he's a top literally dog in the place, like, so he's maybe pulling his weight. He's like, I've got it. You can make me wrestle with it. You can make me do whatever with it, but I'm not doing it. Make me.
This is what I'm saying. FunkoPDX said it too. I could see this being a part show. This is the bigger reason why I understand that side, and it's just like Vince has made a joke, not even a joke. He's put Eddie Guerrero's death in a storyline. If anybody remembers, I think it was Randy. He was talking to Ray, and he looked at him. He's like, Eddie ain't in heaven. Eddie's down there. Eddie's in hell. And he said all of that verbatim, just like that. And listen, this is the beautiful part about it. Eddie Guerrero would not have no problem with it. Y'all got to understand wrestlers. He wouldn't have a problem with it at all. Yeah, and this is why I think Vince might have done it, because they don't have a problem with these things. You know, like, it's not a problem with them to joke about surreal things in life, if that makes sense. Not even joke, but to use it as an angle.
The one thing you can just say is the man that put himself in a wrestling match with God.
Right. Thank you.
Runs this company.
Thank you.
And listen, guys, that surpasses anything. Anything can happen. You know what I mean?
And that's why, right. And people think I'm a bitter person or mad, but it's just like, who knows?
I think from the standpoint from Roman Reigns, I don't know him personally, obviously. Nobody really does know him personally, but he seems like a pretty stand-up guy that wouldn't use illness for a storyline.
But that was when he was being a baby face. Now he's being a heel, so who knows what they're telling him. Roman, we have to. Okay. It's what's best for the storyline. Blah, blah, blah. You never know. You never know.
All right. So
yeah.
Day one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, we can speculate all day, and that's the beautiful part, you know? But anyways, yeah, day one. I mean, we might as well just talk about the big thing. I didn't really give too much. I think day one, because of the COVID stuff of everybody getting pulled, not just Roman. There was a lot of stuff that got pulled, and I don't think AJ was on here, so it kind of didn't do it for me. I would give the pay-per-view all around a C+, maybe a B-. But I'll let you give your grade and stuff first, brother. But the big news.
Listen. Yeah, Karen, sorry.
Big news.
Big news. Crazy news. And look at his face. Like, this is like his face. Like, he knows what's going on. He knows what he's doing. He's screwing with people's lives. He knows it. And this asshole knows it. He knows it, bro. He knows it. He's loving every second of it. Because who's going to tell him wrong? Who tells him wrong? They say it in the commentary. He is the alpha male of our species. And no one's going to do anything, you know?
I mean,
I've got a few questions around this. I've got a few ideas. I just don't. It's like, in regards to actually the show itself, right?
Yeah.
Even though I suppose it was kind of the smart thing to do. I'm not sure the reasons of doing it. He's putting this guy in this fatal 5-way or fatal 4-way to make it a fatal 5-way. I think it was wrong in the sense of it kind of made the rest of the show bleh. If you understand what I mean. Because everybody is going to wait to see now, what are they going to do with a fatal 5-way with Brock Lesnar in it? 2 other massive specimens of a man, Bobby Lashley and Big E. You know what I mean?
It was overshadowing the show. It was just like everybody was just anticipating for that.
That's what I was anticipating. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I
was waiting for it. I was like, what are they going to do?
Before that, though, I was anticipating the last 3 matches they had on the card before everything got shook up. And then I was just anticipating the one, because everything that happened.
You see, the thing is, for me, I was watching. Obviously, I didn't watch it live, but I watched the replay. And I said to my wife, well, Brock's got the title. Right? I knew it, but when it happened, I'm like, okay, they actually really gave him the title.
Right.
I'm like, Yeah. That's literally what it was. There was like, You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he's under-entertained or anything. He's over-entertained or anything like that. I'm just saying I did know they were going to give him the title.
Right.
It's as clear as day. They're not going to put Brock Lesnar in the match and not give him a title.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously poses the question, and this question's going around. Since they gave him this title, does this mean they were going to take the title off of Roman?
Who knows, man? Now I'm really confused because I know they had a plan going around of what they wanted to do.
Yeah, but now
I don't know. But
the thing is,
yeah,
I think the wisest choice would have been to leave him off. But you got to ask yourself, though, why did they so desperately want to put him? Right? Did they use this as the opportunity?
Pay.
To set up something bigger.
Pay. Money.
No. But listen, obviously, But I mean, surely you got your top star.
No.
Going out with the virus, right? Okay. Look, call me simple. I would actually give Brock the night off. Right?
That's why I'm telling you the money part. It's not the money they can make. It's the money they gave to Brock already for that.
Yes, but I would have cut it as a loss.
Really? Dude, I don't know. It just depends on how much they're paying.
Watch back. When Brock Lesnar came in the ring, how did the crowd pop?
Oh no, they went off.
No, they didn't. It was flat, bro.
You don't think so?
It was what I watched.
Oh, you mean when he won? When he won?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I thought you meant when he came out. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get you. It was mixed. No, it was a mixed reaction for sure. For sure. Big time.
But now look, the thing that they can, and what I was getting at is, did they decide, let's throw him in this fatal 5-way, then we can set up this match that everybody's been waiting for since the dawn of man, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that is currently in this picture looking at and laughing at, Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. What? I've got so much mixed thoughts and mixed emotions about this match. Right? Like, there's so much. Like, for example, to my knowledge, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, champion comes out last. Right?
I know.
Who came out last?
Brock.
Who came out last?
Brock.
Right?
Yeah.
That, for me, now I haven't been on the coattail of Big E, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, he's the champion and everything, but I haven't been like, yeah, Big E champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's disrespectful, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I don't like it. You can be as humble as the truest king of king, whatever. Like, but to have insult like you champion of a brand, the top champion of the company. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, no, man, that's bad.
Oh yes.
right? And that kind of maybe that set the tone a little bit for me. I don't know, like because I already knew Brock was going to win.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're giving him the treatment like he's won already, like already. You know what I mean? Like before the match has even started.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I don't know. My thing about it all is, and you might be mad at me, and you really probably gonna be mad at me. But we're gonna later on. You might be mad at me. I'll just say that. Okay, I'll just tell you that when we revisit when we talk about a certain topic. I understand it all, but I don't like it. Okay, if that makes sense. I understand why he was there. I understand why he had to show. It's I don't think Vince wants to swallow that money. And we got to remember Brock Lesnar once threw a belt at Vince, and even though Vince might have respected that a little bit, he still probably didn't like it. So Brock Lesnar is just a difficult dude to work with. So whenever you tell him, Roman's not going to be here tonight, what you think he's going to say? Unless they had that plan beforehand that they were going to be doing that, what you think Brock going to say to that? And
yeah, for sure, I agree. Yeah, I understand what you.
And the part I don't like is, one, the entrance thing that you talk about, because I noticed that watching it myself. That was kind of messed up. Two, why have him pin Big E when there's so many? Big E and Bobby should have been off the list. Seth or KO should have easily got pinned. I mean, I don't even know why that was a question. They don't even have anything going on but with Big E. And if so, if you do pin Big E, make Big E get screwed over even more so by Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. And then immediately right after that, gets in the captives of Brock Lesnar, and then you end the match. Don't just do the little weak exchange they did and make him lose like that. Because it's just... You shouldn't have made him lose, period. But if you're going to do it that way, don't just... I mean, where does Big E go other than just, you get a rematch that they don't even guarantee rematches anymore?
Listen, you know what for me, what makes me upset is that they think that the thing on that guy's shoulder over there makes a feud.
Man.
That's what hurts me so much. Like, the thing is, and this is what tells me, and this is what's telling me even more, that Brock Lesnar was supposed to win the Universal title off Roman, is the fact that he actually won this title.
Yep.
Just think about it, right? They could have easily done a program off of Brock Lesnar,
yep,
and Bobby Lashley off this fight easily enough. Have Big E retain the title, right? You can have something silly, and this is off the top of my head now, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley constantly interfering in pinning Big E, or constantly interfering in the chances to win the title. You know what I mean? It's kind of in a sense like I'm not in the wrestling booking business. I'm not. Right?
No,
I haven't done it for years.
But we do know.
You know what I mean?
We do know
but
what it's supposed to
look like. I do know it's lazy
like
booking to put a title on someone. Because what's going to happen next, brother? What's going to happen next? You're going to have Bobby Lashley win the Royal Rumble. Right? Another big event that now is ruined.
They don't have to do it like that. Listen, they
don't have to
shouldn't
do it,
have booked it the way they booked it.
They're going to do it.
They shouldn't have booked it the way they booked it yesterday. That's number one. Being that they have, you still have an opportunity to fix this. You can now make the next match that they have at the Royal Rumble a triple threat match. Okay? And then you can have Big E lose that in a screwed fashion. Just screw him over and let Bobby not be pinned, okay? Go to Monday night, the next Raw. You have Big E come out. You have him plead his case. You have Bobby come out and plead his case and say, well, I never even got pinned and blah, blah, blah. And then you have somebody else come out and say, well, whoever wins tonight gets to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania because so forth and so on won the Royal Rumble on SmackDown. You know, so then you can have your Bobby and Brock WrestleMania, because then you can have Big E get screwed over again, even worse. You know what I mean? It's just gonna have to be that, because they booked it this way. I would not dreamed for Big E to lose the title this way. It's just, this is what they've done, brother. Who, and like you said, what's you gonna have now? Bobby Lashley win the Royal Rumble for what? You can book that better.
I can just see that coming though. But what's going to happen though? Who's going to win the Royal Rumble, right? The winner that's going to face Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns doesn't have a challenger at the moment.
No,
and his top challenger at the moment is Brock Lesnar. He's got a title.
Yep.
So it's either Bobby Lashley wins it, or it's going to be the next person they're setting up to fight Roman Reigns. And the only thing that I want to see fight Roman Reigns is The Rock at WrestleMania.
Yeah. And I don't know,
because they're not proving anybody else. They're not proving anybody else to actually fight Roman Reigns at the moment.
Not at WrestleMania, though.
Not at WrestleMania, no. Like, and this is the thing that gets to me. They're quick to release every soul on this earth from their clutches in the WWE contracts, and not just think about the future.
Yep.
And that makes me sad, man. It makes me sad, because now look. Besides that point of view, now. Agreed. Have a look at just giving this man the title here, simply as that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of putting a stump on 3 character storylines that we don't know what they're going to do.
Nope.
We have to wait till Monday to see what's going to happen.
I mean, but they want that.
Big E, what's happening with Big E? He possibly can get in the mix between this. He could. They could make this a triple threat. 3 of the biggest guys in WWE, but they won't, because you know what? They didn't even acknowledge Big E as one of the biggest guys. They just mentioned Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, 2 of the biggest men. They didn't once acknowledge Big E as the big man in that match. You hear the commentators, watch it back, guys. That's insulting to your current champion.
But see, right? Like Bobby or Big E still ran through. That takes
prestige from a title, brother.
Yeah, Big E still ran through Lesnar. Like, he still had a few moments with Lesnar where he was putting in work, you know. And it's just like, man, he picked him up with ease to do the big ending and everything, and it's just like, man, I don't know.
I'll tell you, you know who Brock strikes me as? Brock strikes me as a guy. He says, "I'll put anybody over, but you got to make me believe it first."
Yeah.
And where did he learn that from? Stone Cold. Because Stone Cold didn't want to defend the title against him because they didn't know who he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same story. And he's obviously learned that from one of the biggest names that he could have possibly learned from. So he strikes me as a guy who's like, well, if I'm going to be added to this Fatal 5-Way, I'm winning it, because there's no ways in any universe that I'm not going to be the one that's going to win it.
Agreed.
It's just, I'm not trying to be negative on it. I'm just putting the points out that are clear as day. 3 guys. I mean, Kevin Owens, stupendous superstar.
Yeah, I mean,
Seth Rollins, as irritating as he is now,
because this is that shit I be talking about with Vince. Vince is just, all right, okay, you guys. So I just don't want to go on explicit run where I just had the words come out, because it's just not for Vince anymore. Not for Vince. I'm not wasting my any lack or major amount of creativity I have on using it for Vince to become a world famous wordsmith for him. No, but he's a clown.
Just maybe a last quick point like this.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure where they're going with this. Any of these 5 men story, I'm not sure where they're going 100% with it. But I hope Monday night everything comes clear and we have something to look forward going for. That's all I'm saying.
Christina.
How's it, Christina?
I gotta do a couple things. We gotta make Nadia a mod with Christina, because I appreciate that. And then make
Christina's already a
POPDHEAT. POPDHEAT. Yeah, I gotta do a couple things, brother. You know what I mean? You know how that is, bro. But we just gonna move right along, because I don't want to waste too much time with that. We got Mercedes Martinez debuting. She came through and just all over what's her name? It was Jade Cargill versus I don't know why I'm trying to say. I was trying to say Rosa Mendez. I don't know why I was thinking that. Give me a second, bro. Give me
That's
just
cool.
a
That's
second.
cool. I unfortunately missed this, so I'm just as
Thunderosa. Jeez, I'm sorry. Thunderosa.
Thunderosa.
Excuse me, Thunderosa. I'm sorry. Vince got me. Vince got me mad. So, but it was Thunderosa versus Jade Cargill. It was, you know what I mean? It was a match. I'm more a fan of Thunderosa than I am Jade Cargill off bat. I'm gonna just say that. But towards the end of the match, Mercedes Martinez came in the ring, or Thunderosa was hanging outside, like she was still inside the ring, but she was hanging on the bottom rope, kind of head out, you know, by the turnbuckle, and Mercedes Martinez comes in and bow, foreign object to her in the head, and then Jade Cargill picked up the W. Mercedes Martinez was masked and stuff and strutted around the ring, got inside the ring, started to showboat, and was raising Jade's arm, and then she unmasked herself. And it kind of sucked because I don't think she got the reaction she deserved, but I also don't think not enough people know about her yet. But they will, and I hope soon her and Thunderosa start taking over the division, because I'm not a big fan of Jade Cargill yet till she start getting a little bit more experience. I'm not a big fan of Riho or Hikaru Shida. You know, like, I'm just not super big fans of them, and I don't necessarily like the run and gun style no more, because I feel like everybody's style is over the top cruiserweight, and cruiserweight already is over the top. But when you purpose like, oh, I'm gonna outdo what cruiserweights did back in this and that time, like, it's cool if one guy does it, two guys do it, but I feel like everybody on the card tries to do it, and I feel like they do it as well. So I like people that can wrestle a style, even if it's their own, you know. So like a Bray Wyatt, I liked his wrestling style. Undertaker, I don't necessarily like him, but I like his wrestling style. Stone Cold, Randy Orton, like, we can go back in history and name so many. I mean, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, you know, all these people that had their own style. So that is what I hope will come of it, and she will get used properly, because she was in the Mae Young Classic. She had a few with Rhea Ripley. Like, she did some things in NXT, and of course, whenever they got to redoing it, of course, they don't know what they're doing. So there goes that. Mr. Ugly chases passed out Bucks one. He had a few drinks. I'm here now.
Definitely, I do agree with you. Mercedes, excuse me, Martinez to say that. That's easy. I can't say Mercedes now. Oh, there you go. I say it properly now. Stupendous superstar. Absolute brilliant athlete. Like, I mean, you did see a little bit of it in NXT early on. WWE dropped the ball, obviously, when she went to the main roster. Once again, true story. But yeah, she got a release, and now she's found a new home. And let's hope, as you say, with her and Thunder Rosa, just run riots all over the women's division.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to bring that up because it's not, you know, it's not like anything that super gets me going, because she hasn't done too much yet, and I just feel like the reaction from the crowd was a little underwhelming, especially with the women that they have. I feel like you should be thankful a female wrestler like this has came along and is not going to present that same style to you. How you doing, Mr. Holly English? What's going on with you?
No intro, no outro.
There you go. So, yeah, we just wanted to bring up Mercedes Martinez. Highly suggest y'all check her out. She's real cool. I like her moveset. I like what she brings to the table.
You can watch her. Take a look at her hoodie on AEW.
There you go. All right.
Wednesdays and Friday.
So, I'm going to talk about the more awkward one first to kind of get that out the way. So Dan Lambert was out in the ring with Scorpio Sky and the old dude. I don't remember what his name is right now. But out there with Scorpio Sky, Dan Lambert, and they were cutting a promo. And for any reason that we'll never really understand why she keeps doing this, Brandy comes out. And this is a scene from that night. It was on Dynamite. And they're just having this whole back and forth, right? And I just bring this up to say, right? You got somebody coming out to say, oh, you're just a knockoff Paul Heyman from Brandy. That's what she says. Dan Lambert responds with, oh, I would have rather taken a Jim Cornette. So I want to fill in people that are not filled in with the whole Jim Cornette thing. One, let's bring this up. Like I told you, brother, what was it? When MJF and CM Punk had their little ordeal in the ring. This is why that was diluted. Every other week, they are bringing up WWE.
Yeah.
It's just every week now. That's what I mean. Like, it's just not. It's just when you when you need to do it, it makes sense. The CM Punk MJF understood. Eddie Kingston in the CM Punk thing understood. Daniel Bryan understood. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, they have talked about their just recent past feud that they had on NXT like 2 months ago without saying NXT. You know what I mean? So my thing is, why do it the way y'all are doing it, on top of the fact that they have compared Dan Lambert to a like weak, watered down, gimmicky, jokey version of Jim Cornette. And Brandy doesn't like Jim Cornette. Like she doesn't like really anybody that kind of talks down on AEW, the women or the women's division, even if it's deserved. Like, I'm not even saying being fully out of pocket all the time. It's just like what should be said is what's deserved most of the time. And this goes to show that all the stuff around them, they want to act like doesn't affect them, but it is. It affects their audience. There was 2 weeks ago in the crowd, you seen a sign, Jim Cornette is out of touch. And then down a little ways, you got Jim Cornette saying did a parody song of CM Punk's music. It's like a cult of meat with extra cheese, was it? Somebody had a sign of that in the audience as well, like in the same row, just like 5 people down, bro. It's just like the whole like people kind of talking about AEW in a negative aspect. I think they let go to their heads. And it showed clear in this promo. And I don't know if you've seen it or not, brother. I just wanted to lay the table.
For me, I just don't get it. You know what? You got your promotion now. You got people out of what you supposedly call is a toxic environment, and get out of it. Don't keep talking about it. Just move on. Get on with your life. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the stars that left the big W for bigger greens, better greener grass, greener pastures. You know, then just act like you are in greener pastures and just move on with your life.
I'm not even mad at them as much as the randos that, okay, Brandy hasn't been in WWE for years, and Dan Lambert has never been in WWE. Why are they talking about Jim Cornette or Paul Heyman? You know what I mean? Like, this has nothing to do with anything.
The one person that's actually doing it right is Daniel Bryan. Well, Bryan Daniels
exactly.
would say no.
Exactly.
The only one's been doing it right. Like, he said he didn't have to, but he didn't want to participate in either the yes chance.
Right.
Because he believed that it was intellectuality property of WWE.
But he did say WrestleMania. Just want to throw that out.
Right. He said WrestleMania, but he had every right to, because it was a pay-per-view that he was featured in.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I get you. I'm just doing it for the people that might see.
The reason why I say that is because, as you say, Brandy wasn't involved in wrestling too much, was she? Dan Lambert, no. I don't even think he knows what a WWE wrestling ring looks like.
And was on Total Divas, I believe, for a short time. That would be about it.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wish they would get off this whole trip of trying to compete with each other. You know, it's like, get over
compete.
It, man.
No, compete. Just compete in a better way. This is lazy. Like, anybody, I could get over here right now and talk about your channel, JKL. I could get on here and talk about anybody's channel just to gain some weak ass heat or traction. what does that serve if I'm trying to be competitive with other people? Make better content. Let's try that.
I mean, compete, but compete a bit of content. Don't say like.
Yeah.
For me, like, if you're gonna tell me that AEW had 100,000 more viewers than NXT this week, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna watch NXT any less. Don't tell me the information. It's a waste of freaking time.
Yeah.
A waste of your energy as a producer of the show, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
I just think it's sad. They've been hating on this, hating on Jim Cornette for damn near feels like a decade now in so many varieties of ways. And it's just like, this is another attempt to try and do something that doesn't do anything but just make you look. Like, if you go to Instagram, go to AEW, or go to this video on YouTube, look at the comments and tell me what it says. It's either cringy or something of that aspect. It's just not a good look. It's a force. You didn't need to do it. You don't have to do it. And it just don't look good. Like, it's not, you're not serving the purpose that you think you are. And I'm kind of done with it. So I don't even want to. If you have anything else to say, by all means, brother. But I think it's all foolishness. I just had to bring it up. Silliness.
It's foolishness. 100%. I think they just stop acting like 5-year-olds and just move on.
Yeah, Funko PDX. I can't watch AEW and WWE. Is not fun to watch anymore. But I watch all the YouTube news, and it seems like they're all getting too lazy.
Like, it's it. Listen, I agree. They're getting lazy with the product, and at the end of the day, like, the thing is, at the moment, AEW is the one promotion at the moment seems to be using. I haven't kept on a lot of the other promotions, but like between AEW and WWE, it seems like AEW is the one that's trying to utilize a lot of their stars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that you think that's going to be to their detriment in the long run.
Oh no, I'm excited for AEW Horizon because I think Tony gonna wake up more like all these jokers that we have. More so, they gotta go, and they're gonna have two separate.
Yeah, that's what I'm
now,
saying.
So.
Like, to their detriment in the sense that they're gonna have to start letting people go, and that's not what they want to do supposedly. The thing is with WWE, so many stars that they're just not using, and it's just not fun because they're constantly seeing the same thing.
Right. So I mean, on that note, and I don't have a graphic ready for this. And Zach, what you gonna do, brother? Zach, I didn't make a graphic for it, but what do you think about Kyle O'Reilly coming to AEW and his first night there? He does a little something with Adam Cole, and then this past week they had a tag team match, trios match. Sorry.
Listen, I love that Red Dragon came out in full colors.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that marvelous?
Yeah.
Wasn't that beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It was right. Listen, I saw a post where that showed the three of them in the Ring of Honor conquered.
Yeah.
Right, and then they showed the three of them NXT conquered, and then the three of them AEW, and the caption was "It's happening." No. I can't wait, man. I hope that they utilize these three men to the heights that they can be used. Yes. They had it right in NXT, and I hope that AEW can follow suit. And it's not about competition; it's about utilizing great stars.
Man, yeah, and that's the thing. They are going to have to lock down and batten the hatches once the two shows split for good. I don't even know how they're doing it. I don't know if it's just gonna all be one running show, like as far as Dynamite and Rampage goes, like how you'll see a storyline or a person on Dynamite and Rampage, or if they'll be splitting it and not do like a draft or nothing, but just splitting it and being subtle about it and just kind of doing their own thing. And then any major champions maybe can float back and forth, but everybody else. So you're going to have to figure out those things. And I feel like whenever they do and they get enough feedback from any wrestlers watching, any fans watching, the numbers, because again, this past week, AEW went down almost, I think, by a whole million, but maybe that might be because of the holidays. So, I do know that.
I think it's a possibility. Holidays, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the last topic before we hit our wrestler of the week that y'all should be getting more familiar with, Cody Rhodes, and next to him is David Crockett, once son to the owner, Jim Crockett of WCW Promotions, before they went to Turner. But he's being presented the TNT Championship, and my question is, how you feel about that? He beat Sammy Guevara, and then this past week he beat, it was Ethan Page. All ego, Ethan Page. And that's so the Brandy segment turned into Cody defending his title against Ethan Page, and that's not from this. This is from the Sammy Guevara match. We just weren't together to talk about it. So how do you feel about Cody beating Sammy for the second time?
The thing is, I really liked Sammy as the champion. I did. I was hoping. I kind of did feel inevitable that he was going to drop it to someone. It was all open championships. But the thing is, like, did it have to be Cody? You know what I mean? Like, Cody had the championship. He was the first champion, and that was, to me, like, that was kind of cringe enough, wasn't it? You know, you got one of the founders of AEW, and they're champion. Like,
but yeah. I mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just they could have had Sammy, and if they weren't sure who to drop it to, or whatever the case would be, like, look, at the end of the day, we also don't know what's going on backstage. But at the end of the day, it just seems, I hate to say this, lazy that they just dropped it back to Cody. What are the reasons for them dropping it to Cody? Is Cody going to drop it to some future star? I don't know what they're going to do.
I thought Sammy was the future star. You know, I thought Sammy was the future.
No, what I'm saying is, what I mean is, they didn't want to hurt. They didn't want to hurt Sammy dropping it to a future star and saying that he's not a future star.
Right.
Yeah. Drop it to Cody, and then have Cody drop it to the future star. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, just like.
I mean, we're all coming to the conclusion
now
that
all of a
some
sudden,
of the things going on in wrestling is lazy. So that's what it sounded like.
I don't know. I just feel like, why are they taking the easy things? Don't they want to invest? I don't know.
I just wanted to throw it out there. I'm mixed on Cody because I'm a big fan of his, but at the same time, it's like you got to pull something together here soon, bro. This in-between nonsense that you are trying to live in because you don't want to believe in baby faces or a heel, you're delusional, my friend. And I pray all the things for you. Yeah, Cody is doing what Jeff Jarrett did in TNA, Zach, just without the main title, you know? And he had it, like you said, he had it at the beginning. He lost it, and then he got it back from Brody Lee, R.I.P. But he got it, he got it back, and then he lost it again, and now he has it again. So it's just like, what you doing, bro? Like, why don't you go get a tag title? Why don't you figure out a way to work your way back into the main title slot? Why don't you do something meaningful? Because, and I gotta be real, a lot of stuff he done did the past year and a half hasn't been. Since his second match with Brody Lee, how did
his feud with Malachi Black actually end? I don't even remember.
I think it was last month, but that's the thing. They didn't even wrap it that
up
clearly.
You know what I mean? Like, now they're moving on to the next. They're moving on to the next Malachi Black storyline.
Because AEW has a big bad problem with 50-50 booking, and I know their fans are going to be sensitive to that. Like the hardcore, die-hard, like WWE is trash every day you wake up and breathe. Like they can't appreciate all the wrestling. Those fans, your show your company that you love so much, they have a bad time with 50-50 booking. I lose, then he lose. I lose, then he lose. I lose, then, and it's just back. Nobody can lose definitively and not just be done with the right way in a feud. Like it has to be this weird thing. Like I've explained before, not here. Whenever we would do watch parties, before, is I'm not happy with how they did the MJF Chris Jericho feud. That was the dumbest shit I think I've ever seen in my entire life as far as booking a feud. It just made no sense. It made no sense. Like, I'm talking about the whole thing. Like, once he officially turned on them, like, it just immediately, like, and even then, that didn't make sense. But the whole feud with him, Chris Jericho, was just dog doo-doo, and the whole I'll retire crap, like, dog, like, just give me a break. Just give me a break. It's distasteful, brother. You know what I mean? It's sad, sickening stuff. You can't. It's just nothing makes sense anymore, brother. It's just like down is up is down, green is blue, and red is dog shit. So, and I feel like that's what we getting from AEW and WWE with all this weak laziness. That's just me. Sorry to talk your ear off. Going a little rant.
That's okay, bro. That's okay. Get it out, bro.
All right. So we're gonna end on a more.
You can't keep that shit in, bro.
We're gonna try to end on a positive note with this segment, our wrestler of the week. But I have a big suspicion Pop Heat might try to find a new host next week. So we'll see how this goes. Go ahead, Pop Heat. Tell us who your favorite wrestler of the week was.
Okay, listen now, like I was saying to you before the show, I struggle to remember about this, and it's hard for me to actually remember who I can pick as rest of the week. But then I just came into the realization it's not because he's just now become the new WWE champion, but I can call this just wrestler of the moment, maybe. And the reason why I say that
is it who I think it is?
Brock.
Yes, that's my wrestler of the week. Yes.
Now the reason why I say it's not particularly the rest of the week. It's just what I've noticed about Brock is the fact that he's so comfortable on the mic all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He's so comfortable in his skin, and I don't know if it took him to grow a ponytail like me.
Oh God.
In order to actually be so confident. But like, dude, like I'm talking about like things like not just this past week, but the week before and the weeks before that, whenever he was cutting promos and he was talking, you know, and I think he might have actually been my wrestler of the week a few weeks ago too. I can't remember, to be honest, it's a little bit too far ago, but just his mic skills and just him being comfortable in his skin.
Yeah.
At the moment, that's why I like him. And just not as a negative, but just to bring up, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Brock Lesnar, the one show a month or showing up once a month wrestler, or you know, a wrestler that's not around." Guys, you got to realize he was almost back to back every week.
Yeah.
Appearing on SmackDown with the Roman Reigns feud.
And that's nobody's SmackDown. Noticing. That's not even Raw. That's SmackDown. Just saying.
It's not even us. And I don't know. I think like, bro, I enjoyed his mic skills. I enjoyed that whole playing with Sami Zayn. Mm-hmm. And this week he cut a promo on the mic. He was talking to, who was it? The gold interview from the back. I keep wanting to say Renee. What's her name?
I didn't see it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. I could care.
But yeah, anyway, he spoke on the mic. He was excited, and you know, like the thing is for me, yeah, he seems to be very comfortable in his skin at the moment.
Yeah, I'm glad because whenever Brock wins like this, I like whenever everybody starts to hate him, so I can start liking him again. Because I liked whenever he was around.
He's meant to be hated, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and forget these weirdos, man. Hated. If you can't understand wrestling by now, you deserve to still be upset like the people in the 60s that used to reach over in the rafters, from the rafters, brother. They used to reach and try to grab somebody and bring them in. You deserve to be upset like that because you don't understand. Listen to me. He was reported on by Bleacher Report, which goes hand in hand with AEW. Just want to point that out there. And ESPN and SportsCenter. Okay? The wrestling world went nuts. That made that pay-per-view. He can be the top heel now because that's going to cause a stir. You know what I mean? Now we got somebody that can actually get booed, be booed, and take it and run with it. Because I know Roman has been, but he fizzled out to me pay-per-views ago. Like, and to me, he didn't even make his own character. I think Vince and Paul had more to do with that than he did. But also at the same time, I'll always give them props to be able to execute something because I've seen them do it in NXT. But Brock now is just like perfect time for you to be my wrestler of the week, bro. Because you did everything that I want somebody to do. Cause a stir. Choose which side you're going to be in. You know what I mean? Make the world notice you. Like the whole nine. And I think he did that as well as, I'm sure he probably made WWE some money that night. So, You know.
But listen, take a look at this, Knuckle. You know what I want to see? I want to see Brock Lesnar not show up on Raw.
I would love it. Oh, I would love it.
Just to irritate
everybody,
everybody, you know.
I would love it.
You know, just to irritate everybody. Like they'll be like, "Bruh, what are you doing?"
And that's why I love
even
fans.
Better. He comes. He's gonna come on Raw. He's gonna come to Raw. Should I say? Sorry, he's gonna come to Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna say to Adam Pearce, whoever the intro, he's gonna say, "I'll be here at the Royal Rumble. Let me know who my opponent is. See you at the Royal Rumble." You know, just admit that he's not going to come for the next few weeks.
You should get him saying that while he's entering a limousine or whatever and taking off. You have him.
That's what I mean. Like,
earlier,
you
do one of them earlier tonight segments.
Let me know who my opponent is.
Yeah, man. Oh God, I would love it. I want everybody because this is where
I'm going to beat at the Royal Rumble.
This is when wrestling fans become. Whenever we get labeled as fickle, you know why? Because literally last week we were rooting for him to win against Roman. Now I know it's different, and we don't want Big E to lose in that fashion, but at the same time, it happened, and people still. It was I would say a third cheers to 2/3 boos and confusion, which is okay. It's okay. It's still a reaction, and that's what you want, and that's what we gonna live on. And like you said, brother, I hope tomorrow for Raw and SmackDown, he don't show up for either one of them. I hope he don't show up for either one of them. And when he does show up, he shows up on SmackDown. And he tells Roman he wants that title too. All right, brother. We gonna wrap it up here. You got anything to add, man? Appreciate everybody in the chat today. Y'all was wonderful. And anybody that goes back to watch this. But you got anything to add, brother, before we get out of here?
Listen, man. I got to tell you, this pay-per-view on a Saturday just thrown me off. I'm expecting to watch Raw tomorrow morning. It's not going to happen. I have to wait one more day.
Yeah.
It's throwing me off on a Saturday and everything. But yeah, sure. Look, I don't know. You know, sometimes I regret what we asked for. You know, a few weeks ago we asked for WWE to keep us guessing.
Yeah.
The thing is, they're doing it in the wrong way, man.
Man. Hey,
but yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. And
yeah,
it's something.
A stir is a stir for WWE at this point. But Funko PA, I believe he can. There's always a way whenever wrestling is scripted. So.
If there's a question of Brock Lesnar and it regards something like that, just remember the name you're saying, right. Brock Lesnar. As much as it's, as I said it early on in the show, he's the alpha male of our species.
Bro.
Have they made that a T-shirt yet? Oh, because I would buy that T-shirt, man.
They might. They might. They very much might. They like making T-shirts out of anything, but. All right, you guys. We appreciate y'all. Take it easy. We gonna get out of here.
Thanks for coming in.
Make sure y'all find something next week wrestling related y'all want to bring up to us. We can include the topic
in the chat.
Whatever, man. We can get this thing going. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna try and work out some more stuff as presentation wise. You know, get this thing opened up a little bit more, brother. I appreciate you. We getting out of here, y'all. Take it easy. Peace.